Hey there, welcome to episode 17 of the Boob Report podcast, powered by Helix Interactive. Today, I'm hanging out with Sharon Madison, winner of 2 gold medals at the Maccabee Games in Israel in 2013 and the Colorado Road Race State Champion in 2014. She's a rock star breast cancer survivor with an amazing story to share. So let's get started.
Perfect.
All right. So, recording another podcast with this sexy Demi Moore voice I got going on here, thanks to my allergies. But we are very excited to have Sharon Madison with us today. And you guys need to know, she is new to the warrior women of breast cancer ladies, just being diagnosed a few months ago. So we are just going to dive in and learn all about Sharon today and the amazing things she was doing with kids before and now even more. So welcome, Sharon.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited. Well, tell me, we'll just kind of, dive on in. So you are pretty much, as we were discussing before we started recording, you're pretty much a newbie on the breast cancer scene.
Yes. Pretty much I was told on July 26th that it looked like I did have breast cancer. They did the biopsy and it showed that I did. And I was very shocked and surprised. It does not run in my family. So I was like, why me? What is going on? Why is this happening? So they did do the genetic testing, and I'm from a family of 10.
Oh.
I have 66 cousins.
Oh my
So on one side, my dad's side, this doesn't include my mom's side, and I had to do that genetic. Did you have to do the genetic testing paperwork?
Yes. Yeah, I did. And just a little side note to throw this out here, not that we're trying to one up each other, but my mom is one of 14 and I have 47 my grandmother had 47 grandchildren. So
my gosh.
Yeah.
You're
So
up there too.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
And that test took forever for me to fill out and do. The amazing thing is they did 85 genetic markers they tested in my whole family, both sides, 0 cancer anywhere.
Well, can I just throw this out here just very quickly, because I'm always talking about how science is changing daily and it's fluid. So I'm a 5-year survivor. You got your diagnosis July of 2021, because by the time this airs, it will be in the next year. When I did my genetic testing 5 years ago, there were only 27 markers that they were doing. Look at how much they've changed over the last 5 years.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes. Modern medicine, as you know, even in 5 years, it's changed tremendously. I mean, it blew me away because I've had friends who have gone through breast cancer. What they do now is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
did you have to do a lumpectomy, bilateral? What were your steps?
So so they went, I'm very small, busted, flat chested, whatever, fried egg, whatever you want to call me, the athletic look, right? Yeah. So anyway, when I was, was told that, I was going to have surgery, et cetera, they said to me, you are very small. If we do a lumpectomy, you will be very deformed. Oh. So then they said we could do a mastectomy, just a single. And if you want to do that, and I looked at them, I go, are you crazy? And I says, I'll tell you why I'm saying this, because I know so many people who will do one and not the other, and the cancer comes back in the other. Right. So I said, also, I'm very athletic. I work out. I lay down on the floor, one boob standing up and the other boob is flat. Right. I said, no That's way. That's not gonna work. Get them, just take them both, get them off me. So I was, so it was, I just had to do it. Right. And plus, immediately I had that fear of, oh my God, am I going to lose my sexuality? Am I not going to be attractive anymore? And I think that was my biggest fear, right. And then can you save my nipples? I mean, I literally obsessed over that. So, you sit there and you get 1,000 calls and you got to deal with all these doctors and you have to make the rounds with all these doctors. I mean, you have to have every test done, every scan done.
Yeah.
Okay. Which they did the MRI, they did the CAT scan, the bone density, you name it, they did it. And at that point, it did show that it did not go into my lymph nodes. So that
Oh,
they can't say 100% until
right.
they go in there. But that's what everything was showing. So they then shipped me off to the plastic surgeon, and she explained, and pretty much they cut under your breast
Mm-hmm.
and they take your stuffing out. That's how I say, and they put your fake stuffing in. I mean, that's how I kind of felt. They were pretty positive they could save my nipples because the cancer was right under it, but it had not attached.
Okay.
So but again, they could not say 100% until they got in there.
Right.
And so, anyway, so the plastic surgeon said to me, Sharon, now is your chance to get bigger boobs. And, this is how we'll put an expander in.
Uh-huh.
3 months later, you go in, we come back, we do surgery again. Or I can just take your stuffing out, pretty much, and then put in as big of an implant as your skin allows.
Right.
Sometimes it could be the same size. If you have stretchy skin, sometimes it could be a little bit bigger. We could do that. Like, okay, that's what you're doing. She looks at me like I was crazy. I said, I do not want to do another surgery. I'm a one and done. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been flat for 60 years and I'm okay. I'm okay
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
It's who I am. I don't need to change me. I'm okay with it.
Right.
She still thought I was crazy. So she said, okay, I'm going to bring to surgery, in case you change your mind, some expanders, etc. And I'll bring a few different implants to see what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm 100% positive. It's a one and done, and I will not be changing my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm on the bike all the time. I run the cycling club. I work out. I mean, who wants to go under the knife a second time? Not me.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the same way. Just let's be
Well,
done.
I wanted one and done. That's why I went with the bilateral, because it was only on the left side, which, by the way, was my favorite boob. I just can't even. But I did the expanders, which I will have to say, did you end up doing the expanders or no? Nope.
No.
See, you lucked out, because I got to tell you, whoever created those expanders is the spawn of Satan, because those things hurt so freaking bad.
That's what I heard.
They were awful. They were awful. So good for you for not
Yes.
doing it.
No,
Yeah.
so my implant is in front of the muscle wall.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
not behind, because now they have this whole, that's why modern medicine has changed so much.
Yeah.
So now they could do the implant in front of the muscle wall.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Mine, they
oh,
had to cut my muscle
yes.
and put it behind. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
awesome.
So I was very lucky, so that part of it, I mean, like I said, out of every negative, you look for the positive, and I was just there, one and done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they still hurt,
Mhm.
at night, I still can't sleep. And I think the nerves like to regenerate at night. They just have their mind of their own. Oh, Sharon wants to sleep. Let's start working away here. Let's start regenerating. Oh,
Right.
painful. And so, and they wanted to they said, we can give you some nerve meds.
Mm-hmm.
But I just am not a medicine person, and like you.
Yep. Oh my God. It takes everything I have to take Tylenol. And I got to tell you right now, with the allergies, it just, I hate it, but I'm having to take, allergy meds right now. So, yeah.
I mean, I love my vitamins. I take lots of vitamins.
Oh,
but any medicine, forget it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so we went, and on September 2nd, we did the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And so I run this nonprofit cycling club, and has 300 members.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my significant other said he kind of wanted to he's very private, wanted to keep it quiet. I go, so I lead rides 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you expect me to not show up all of a sudden for 2 months? I'm absent. What am I going to say? What are you going to say to them? You're the one. What are you going to say to them? I says, no, you can't do this. These are my people. They're my friends. I have to be honest with them. And I said, maybe I can save, somebody's, life here,
Yeah.
because I went, I found the lump. I went to my GYN 2 weeks before that to have my physical. She said, "You're totally fine. Everything's fine."
Hmm.
Why she didn't find it, I don't know, because it was big.
Yeah.
Self exams are very important. Most women just kind of brush it aside.
Hmm.
And literally, if it was not for me checking myself out, I wouldn't have found that. And so
Right.
I decided, no, these 300 people, they need to know what I'm going through, because there might be one person in this club who I could help.
Hmm.
So the day of surgery, we did an email, drafted it up. The day of the surgery, when I was in surgery, that email went out to all those 300 people.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? I would never change how we did it,
Hmm.
because when I woke up from surgery, I had the most, not to try not to get emotional, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. We're on real here. It's all good.
I had the most beautiful text, emails,
Mm.
phone calls. I mean, so you're sitting there in recovery and you're reading this from all these people. And then you
Mhm.
find out there's so many people in this club who's gone through cancer themselves, and you had no clue. There was many who's gone through breast cancer, many
Mhm.
who have gone through other kinds of cancer, but you have no clue. I mean, none.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I mean, the flowers, the meals, the gifts just started pouring in. I've never felt so much love in my life, ever
Oh,
felt so
that's
much love.
amazing. That's
And
amazing.
literally, those 2 weeks are the first 2 weeks are so hard.
Mhm.
And they literally got me through the 2 weeks that were the toughest. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still getting me through it because I'm not finished. I'm still in the throes of it. But
Right.
those 2 weeks, it was just amazing. Every one of them, they were there for me.
Mhm.
Um, so it was just beautiful. I mean, I love all those people. I mean, they're amazing. They're
Well, it takes an amazing person to be surrounded by amazing people. And I have to tell you that, we were introduced through a mutual friend
Yes.
who, Lori, who just has amazing things to say about you. And I was just so blown away that you're emailing me and we're trying to figure out when we're going to schedule recording. And you're like, well, I got to see what my, radiation schedule is and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, woman, I can wait until you're done. So I so appreciate you fitting us in between, the little radiation treatments.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it's my pleasure, because I just think it's important that we all share our stories.
Yeah,
We all have different stories. Um,
absolutely.
so anyway, so then the journey. Okay, so then the 2 weeks at home. So I asked John before this. I said, before we even started, we've been together 6 years. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, before that, I was married for 28 years and, with my ex for 30 years, who's a great guy. We still get along great.
Mhm.
But so I said, the guy I'm with now, John, I was with him we've been together for 6 years. And when I was first diagnosed, you hear those horror stories. Oh, the husband finds out the wife has cancer, he's bailed, he's out of here.
Mhm.
Or I know somebody who shared their story. His wife found out he has cancer, so she bailed.
Yeah.
So you freak out and your head starts spinning, you get a little crazy. So I explained to him, I said, this will be a tough journey. Can I rely on you to be by my side? And
Mhm.
if you can't do it, you tell me now. I
Yeah.
said, don't you wait till the middle of it, whatever. You tell me now if you cannot go on this journey with me. He goes, Sharon, I'm here 100% for you. I love you. Of course I'm here.
Right.
So then we have the surgery and you have the drains.
Oh God, the drains. Yeah.
The drains. So I said, can you empty the drains 3 times a day?
Mhm.
And I said, will you look at me differently? Can you still look at me, you know, as, this beautiful person who you love, etc.? Is it going to change sexually, how you think about me? So, your mind starts racing again, you know,
Mhm.
you know, the boobs and all that. So
Yeah.
he said, I am here for you 100%.
Oh,
And I mean, just so lucky, so
yeah.
lucky. So you have the drains, pterodactyl, T-Rex arms, they call them. Two
Hmm.
weeks, T-Rex arms, elbows in. You cannot lift anything, do anything, nothing.
Right.
You're relying on everybody else.
Hmm.
And I am not a good person. I'm not good at that at all. But I had to have a big talk with myself. Okay, anybody who wants to help, you let them.
Yeah.
Anything John wants to do, you let them.
Hmm.
He was so neurotic. He had spreadsheets on my medication. Okay. When you're allowed to take it, you have to put down the time you take it if it's different than when you're allowed,
Right.
every med, what that med did, etc. Then you had the spreadsheet for the drains. How
Mhm.
much you empty the drain, what time you empty them, how much was in the drains, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it was like amazing. Now he sleeps, oh, solid.
Hmm.
Like he's out in seconds, solid. And so he was like, we are mothers, when you're a mother and you have your kids and you hear everything.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All of a sudden, he went from a solid sleeper to like this mother who
Mhm.
hears everything. So I
Yeah.
get up out of bed to go take my med. Here he is, like a little dog following me, making sure I wrote everything down right, that I did everything correctly. You
Right.
know, he
Yeah.
did that for like 2 weeks. I
Hmm.
mean, you name it, he did it. I mean, he had to shower me every day. You just had to let all modesty go.
Oh, yeah.
You just
Absolutely.
out the door it went. And he had to do literally everything for me. And I
Right.
remember I just got both drains out 2 weeks later. And I still had not a lot of arm movement because, they had cut everything.
Hmm.
And I said, let me try to wash my hair. And so I just kind of kept my elbows closed, bent my head over, and I was able to do it. And I was so, so excited. And he kind of like got bummed. He goes, are you getting independent on me now? Are you not having to rely on me anymore? Because
Yeah.
he got so used to doing everything for me for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden he's seeing Sharon, she's moving away,
Hmm.
learning to do her own things.
Yeah.
It was, I was very lucky that I did have a great person by my side, just like you did.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I feel bad for those women who have to do it alone.
Oh,
My
absolutely.
heart breaks for them.
It hurts my heart because I know, for me, I don't know if I got this from my mom or what. My mom does not handle anesthesia well at all. From the day that I had that Wednesday, and it was the week before Thanksgiving, I had my bilateral mastectomy. For 10 days after that, I don't really remember anything. I mean, people were coming over to visit to make sure they were okay. My mom had come up from Texas. My husband was doing everything. He was doing my drains, same thing, keeping track of my medication. I still have all of, the notepads and
She's
everything.
great.
But yeah, I mean, I mentally was not aware of what was going on. And I can't even imagine if I was going through that by myself.
Right.
That just truly rips at my heart to know that there are so many women out there that don't have a support system,
Right.
whether it be a significant other, a child, a family member, whatever. And whatever I can do to help or, put them in touch with groups of people that can be there for them. I mean, I can't even imagine how terrifying that
Right.
is.
Yes. I know. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Um, I was lucky also because I didn't have the effect with the meds as you did.
Hmm.
Um, I did get off them pretty fast because I don't like narcotics.
Yeah.
Um, then they gave me, because I wanted a anti-nauseous drug, but they gave me this pill you put in your mouth that you have to dissolve. Okay, that anti-nauseous dissolving pill in my mouth made me nauseous.
Oh, for
I
God's
could
sake.
not didn't even want to take the pills.
Really? They
And
give
I asked,
That's so weird. I got a patch. They did a patch on the back of my neck, like
so
below my ear.
so they do that. They had that during surgery,
Yeah.
but then after surgery, to be able to take the narcotics, they give you, so in the past, when I had surgery years ago, when I shattered my wrist,
Uh-huh.
they gave me just a pill.
Okay.
So I asked them, I said, after the facts, I said, why did you give me this pill that dissolves, this anti-nauseous drug, in your mouth
Mm-hmm.
versus just a normal pill? She said, because it reacts faster. I said, well, that pill made me so nauseous that I got off those drugs so fast. I didn't want to. The only one
Yeah.
I really stayed on, I would say, longer, because the other ones I got off really fast. I mean, within days I was off. I did stay on the Valium,
Mm-hmm.
for just the spasms, helping me relax a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that, and the Tylenol, and the Scalexin, and that was pretty much just because I just can't deal with the medication.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I found, I don't know if you found, before going into surgery, I thought I had a pretty decent tolerance for pain, but I
right.
found after the surgery that I have an incredibly high tolerance for pain. I have a very low tolerance for pain medication.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't take it. I really
Yeah.
can't take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of wild. But well, I want to sort of switch gears here a little bit, because we were talking about your writing club that you have before we went on. And I am just, oh my God, I'm so excited to talk about this. Um, it's a nonprofit, and it's called We Ride For, the number 4.
Yes. Yes.
And I want you to tell people about this, because, oh my gosh, this just fills my heart. This fills my heart, because kids are my thing. I love kids.
Right. Right. So I started this nonprofit cycling club called We Ride For. I actually did it a year and a half ago, like in March of 2020, when COVID started.
Mhm.
So before that, I did run a cycling club for another nonprofit, but they closed down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So everybody came after me. Sharon, you have to do this. You have to do this on your own. You can do this. Everybody believed in me, and I had to get myself wrapped around believing in myself.
Mhm.
And so with a lot of different people pushing me along, I said, okay, let's just try this. And literally it took off so fast. We're bigger than I ever expected, but we ride, basically you could say we ride to give. And that's what we do. And what we do is we find a kids nonprofit,
Mhm.
and it has to be all outdoors. So along with being a kids nonprofit, outdoors, and we like, kids in Title I schools, low income kids is kind of who we focus on anyway. So the nonprofit, the last year and a half that we had, Cottonwood Institute, in a year and a half, we've raised almost $60,000 for them.
Wow.
And it's been amazing, and they get kids into the outdoors and teach them about the environment, etc.
Mhm.
Now we're about sharing the love. So for 2022 we have a new nonprofit called Lucky to Ride, and what we're about, their nonprofit is about, is getting kids outside on the bikes.
Mhm.
And so again, it's a lower income profit, getting all these inner city kids outside. And so then my club members, along with helping, donating, and raising money, etc., for them, they also have volunteer opportunities. So they can go when they do these clinics for all these kids, help, get these kids, teach them to ride, etc.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of what we're about, just getting kids outdoor and getting them healthy and just moving.
Mhm.
Um, and so it's been awesome. I'm up to 300 club members. We just started a chapter in Tucson. We're building that up. So that one's a startup. The one in Denver is moving fast and doing very well.
Mhm.
And we work with this nonprofit down there. They're called Pueblo Road Warriors, and it's a Title I school in Tucson. I would say it might be the poorest school in Tucson. The most amazing kids. They're beautiful, lovely. We've given them a bunch of bikes, the club members have, and we've given them. I asked them, what do you guys want more than anything? They wanted matching jerseys. They wanted to look like a team. So
Mhm.
literally within 24 hours, I raised enough money from my club members in Denver to give all these kids jerseys. So they all have matching jerseys. Um, it's
I'm tearing up. I love this.
It's been an amazing journey, and I am so lucky. Like I told you, my club members were there for me when I was diagnosed with cancer, and they're there for me when I say, can we help these kids out? Whether it's the kids in Denver, the kids in Tucson, can you help me out? They have all been there to help us out. And I am so grateful and so thankful that I have this fabulous circle around me of all these amazing people.
Right.
So it's been great. It's been exciting that we could raise this much money, and now we're all looking to working with Lucky to Ride for 2022, and to see what we can do with them and how much we can raise and what fabulous event we can put together with them. Every year we'll do, like with Cottonwood in July, we always did this event called the Move-a-thon. And we then had a silent auction, live auction, and just raised money for Cottonwood Institute. So
oh, that's so amazing.
It's been amazing. It has
That's
been.
so awesome. And I know how much that means to the kids, to have people notice them and pay attention to them and see what they need and want to, make things happen in their world. I just think that's so awesome. Well, Sharon, I am so grateful to you for coming on, especially, my God, you were such a warrior. I have to laugh again, that email. Well, let me get around my radiation schedule.
I only have 6 more to go. I'm counting 6 and counting. So out of 25, I have 6 left.
Oh my God. I am so in awe of you. Well, I so appreciate you taking the time and working us in and filling us in on your, We Ride For. I think it's such a beautiful thing to take, turn something, we were talking about turning a negative into a positive, and just really, seeing how much we can touch each other's lives and how much we can be there for each other as human beings and as good people. And I so appreciate you sharing that with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it. And, I enjoyed sharing my story with you.
Well, thank you so much. And we are all sending you love and hugs and lots of good healing thoughts for those last 6 remaining appointments.
Great. Thank
all
you.
Right.
Thank you. Okay.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Such an amazing time with Sharon. She is, my God, unbelievable. We have links and information where you can learn more about her and the We Ride For program on our website, www.theboobreport.com/podcast, episode number 17, show notes. And a very big thank you to all of you for spending time with us today. Be sure to like and follow us, and definitely share the podcast with your friends. You can become an active listener and support this podcast by clicking on the podcast link on our website at www.theboobreport.com. Take care.